Welcome to the Energy Waves for August 2022. And what a magnificent month we have ahead for us. We've got three main themes that have come up this month. The first one is internal and external system changes. Sounds a big one. We've also got consequences, sustainability, and resources. And the third one is we've got prostitution and reclaiming our soul. Now, if you're not familiar with my work around the Chinese zodiac, there's a very short video, just over 4 minutes, explains all about it. You can find it on this URL, but I'll also link it above or below this particular video. So currently we're in a water tiger year, as we'll explain what that means. We're also in a block of time, a 12-year block of time, that's dominated by metal energy. It starts with two metal energy years, 2020, 2021, and then we'll end with two metal energy years. Now, I need to think of this as almost as though we're being set an examination. We're exploring something. And as we'll see, when we look at metal energy, we'll see what it is that we're trying to explore within these 12 years. Now, as we enter the water tiger year, we start at the beginning of the year and we end up with an energy in addition, a bit more water energy. Then as the year goes round, we end up with other energies coming in and influencing us. So we're kind of gradually moving around the year until we end back up at the beginning. Now, where are we within this? Where are we within this phase of the year? Well, I think we're around about here. So we've got a mixture between fire and earth energy. Now, so this is what's in the mix for August. We've got the year, water energy. We've got some tiger energy. We've got this block of time, middle metal energy. And then we've got the phase we're in, a bit of fire and earth energy. Like I say, don't worry about these energies too much. If it's just listen to the gist of what I'm saying and what's going to be happening, plus what I'm suggesting you do at this particular time. Now let's look at the first of those. Let's look at internal and external system changes. Now, without doubt, we are in an extraordinary time. We've got so many different things going on, and we've got changes on a very system level, internally and externally. Let's look at externally. We are in a unique period of time. Now, as well as the energy of the particular year, we've also got very slow moving cycles of time around us as human beings and what it's like. And these systems, they move over hundreds and hundreds of years. They're very slow moving systems. So currently we're in a geopolitics, which has got a lot of fire energy, and fire energy is about passion. And so it's democracy. Do you love me? Are you going to vote for me? We're in the consumerism, which is all about how much we can have. And we're in a phase of our spirituality, metal energy, which has a certain level of detachment and intellectualness to it. Now, these cycles of time, although they don't change for hundreds and hundreds of years and they're all operating on different cycles, currently they're all trying to move into a different energy. And I have looked back throughout time and I cannot see a time where we've had all three of these trying to move into a different energy. So there's lots of stuff up in the air, but these are big things that are changing. Geopolitics is trying to move into a way that perhaps we're more united, we're perhaps more community driven, it's perhaps more of a kind of ground up approach. Consumerism, that metal energy, is trying to move into, well, less is actually more, rather than earth energy, it just gets to be overwhelming the amount of stuff we have. So consumerism is saying, perhaps if we had less but more valuable things that are more precious. And our spirituality is literally going into an evolutionary jump in terms of our connection with the bigger picture. We're moving into a whole new phase of our spiritual existence. So all of those are trying to change at the same time. Like I say, I've never seen it happen before, but we happen to have been born in this time, or chosen to be born. So we're having whole systems changes. So just bear in mind, we will be seeing that, and it's going to really start to spark up more this particular month, but it's going to go on for years. But this month we see a real spark with it. So this for us can be really quite overwhelming. You think, oh my goodness, all these changes in society, consumerism, spirituality, geopolitics, this is really confusing. And some people are getting very, very distressed by this. So just bear in mind there's a lot going on. And this is a time where we're also within this gift of our new spirituality. We're getting ways to deal with this and ways to manage it. So just be aware this is going on. We might have to dig deeper into our practices in order to deal with it. So if you're struggling, and also if you're seeing a lot of drama out there, in the world, you think, oh my God, everyone's reacting and overreacting. Well, they're just responding to what is a very, very tricky situation. Just a little bit of advice here. There's a lot of things going on. So don't try and spend all your time trying to work out what it is that's going on in terms of why are people reacting this way, what's going on with this, because we can start to get really confused with all these different things. Some of the work that we do at the Five Institute is trying to explain, okay, this is kind of what's going on. So and this is how we suggest you handle it. But if you're running this solo, just be aware that we can get really stressed trying to understand everything, because some things, this isn't the time to understand them. This is just the time to experience them. Let's look at the second of the three themes, and that's around consequences, sustainability, and resources. Now, as I said, we're currently in a kind of water tiger year, and water energy is related to winter. And in winter, we fundamentally live with the consequences of our actions. If you didn't plant the crops, you didn't look after them, then winter time comes and you're pretty hungry. Or if you did look after them and you had a great harvest, then winter time is very abundant. So we are having water energy gives us consequences, and those consequences could be good or bad. So this month, we'll start to see some consequences coming up for you, and those could be good or bad. And I would just really concentrate on the things you think, you know what, I have done this and I've done it probably quite well. And I think I'm going to be and embrace the rewards you're going to get as the consequences of having done things well, and double down on those sorts of things. We're also, because it's not just about us, it's about the whole planet, we're going to start to see, and have been seeing right the way along this water tiger year, we're seeing consequences of our practices and what we've done in the past. There are questions around sustainability and resources. That's what water energy is about. It's about consequences, sustainability, resources, and also about a bigger purpose. So we will see some stuff coming up within the planet at this particular time. But it's a time for you to look at and say, okay, well, what are my resources? What's my sustainability? How am I doing as a person? And you will be shown certain things, and just don't think, oh my goodness, you will be shown things, but that's just in a way to show you what is working and what isn't working, and to give you a little bit, say, okay, these are the consequences. You might want to do something about this. So it's designed to empower you rather than to give you some horrible lesson. The third theme we're going to have is around prostitution and reclaiming our soul. Now, I'll just pause here. Normally with these energy waves, you can keep them really simple, but we have so many different things going on this month. So just hang in there. Let's look at prostitution, reclaiming our soul. Now, every energy has a certain kind of archetype. And an archetype of metal energy is around selling out, or prostitution, or selling our soul or something for some money or for a situation. So there is something going on around prostitution, and us showing up with this metal energy is being highlighted at this time. And it could be us prostituting ourselves to the demand for oil and for energy, to what we've kind of sold ourselves out for. But it could also be you exploring and you saying, you know what, I'm selling myself to my company, or I'm selling myself to my work. I'm selling myself out for this situation. And some part of me starts to recognize that I'm really not happy to sell almost my soul, the essence of who I am. So this is a time where you might show up that you're thinking about, I'm selling my time, and I'm not comfortable with the amount I'm giving. I'm selling or giving away my power, and I'm not happy to do this. We're swapping it for something else, and that swap or that exchange will start to feel like it's not a good deal anymore, and we start to feel that we're selling something of us more than we would like. So this is a time where we're going to be shown some contrasts, some examples to say, you know what, this is not happy, this is not filling my heart with joy. This is a time to say, actually, in my heart, what I really want is this. And we might be showing some contrast to say, this is what I value, this is what matters to me, this is what's really precious. And 2020 and 2021 were 2 years where we were being shown what actually matters to us and what doesn't matter to us. And this month, in August 2022, there is some stuff coming up around you revisiting, you know what, I thought this mattered to me, and it did matter to me, yet I've sold out to it. And that could be your time, your energy, your resources, your dreams, your hopes, your ambitions. Some of that will be coming up. So those are the three main themes: this internal and external system changes, big stuff going on internally and externally. There's consequences, sustainability, resources, and then this question around, am I selling myself, and do I need to reclaim myself, my soul, my energy, my essence of who I am, digging back to the last 2020 and 2021. So how do we handle this? Well, I think there are three main action steps you need to do. The first one is an audit of authority. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if we look at the advice I gave right at the start of this year to how to handle the water tiger year, number 3 was to choose who has authority in your life. And I give the example of, if you wake up in the morning, you start reading newspapers, they're going to make you feel a certain way. So you're giving authority to the newspapers, or to Twitter, or to social media, or to whatever it is that you're doing, that you're listening. You're giving authority to that external power as to how you feel. So it's really looking at, well, who has authority in your life? So doing an authority audit is looking and saying, okay, I'm going to step back and I'm going to look and say, who is having authority in my life? Who is deciding how I feel? Is it social media is creating a certain feeling in me and I've given my power to that and I'm responding to it? Or is it newspapers? Or is it, what is it that's having taking your power from you? Is it local dramas? Is it, are you distracting yourself by eating or drinking or watching things and too much television? So who has that authority in your life? So do an objective audit. And this is not to beat yourself up. This is just to be objective. So, okay, I think I've given away my power. Great. That's all you're doing. An audit to see who's giving your power. Is it your thinking? Are your thoughts and your emotions controlling how you feel in the moment, and actually you've lost your power because there seems to be something else that's making you feel? So the first part is just do an audit. The second part is to ultimately take charge, but in order to do that, it's around grounding yourself, breath work, doing the stuff that gives you the power to take charge. So grounding yourself, it could be walking in nature or anything that makes you feel more settled and more in touch with things, because this is, we need to be grounded when you're in a place of strength, and you need strength. It's from a stable place. Breath work is really, really good at allowing a level of detachment. It puts power, particularly the kind of breathing in and out through the heart, this sense of power and kind of resonance. And remember, doing those practices allows you to take charge, but you also have something else that will be helping you this year. And that is, again, we're in a water tiger year, and tigers are the most powerful sovereign creatures out of the 12 creatures. They're not like rats and monkeys and roosters. We're talking a tiger. We're talking sovereign power here. So you have this year sovereign power like you've never had before. And that is also because we're also in a water energy year. And water is the most powerful of the 5 elements, of the 5 energies. It can go through things. It can go around things, under things, over things. Waves and power and water has this incredible ability just to break through anything or go through it, round it, under it. So it is the most powerful of the 5 energies, with the most powerful of the 5 12 animals. And this only happens once every 60 years. So this is a year where you have sovereign power to take charge, and it's a matter of you working with that. And if you're struggling in any way with that, we've got the 5-day mindset makeover for you, which is about taking control of your thoughts and feelings so they're not in control of you. It's about that taking back sovereign power. So if you're struggling to do that or running with all these patterns, join us. It's really good. Your third action step is to be brave, to be heroic, and to shine. This is a time to be brave, to be heroic. We're in a way deciding how we want the world to be. So we have to be brave, we have to be heroic. And this is a time for us to shine. It's a time of sovereign power again. August, we're in that kind of Leo energy, that lion. And there are many ways that you can kind of be brave and heroic. Like I say, we've got the water tiger. It really helps with us. There's a video which I'll link above or below this video where I talk about getting into the physiology, the physical feeling of what it's like to be in water energy. And that's a great way to recognize that kind of sovereign power. And from that place to be brave and heroic, it is about us shining in the world and saying, this is, I am here, and this is what it's about. It's almost as saying, if I was my most confident person, what would I be like in the world if I was to shine and be brave and heroic? What would that person be like? Because in recognizing it is difficult for us, because I think of ourselves as being like, to be like butterflies. We look down and we see something a little bit kind of gray and hairy, but other people just see something utterly magnificent, but we don't often see that. So we have things at 5 Institute. We've got, if you're taking the vitality test, dig into your vitality test profile. That's about where you shine and gives you about heroic bravery, etc. If you're not taking it, it's completely free. Just go to 5institute.com. And there are many ways, just to recognize, there are many ways for us to kind of shine, to say how we want the world to be. And we might be more vocal. So if you're someone out there and you're someone to actually go on your platforms and shine brilliantly and shine brightly. A caveat to that is that many people are under stress. Many people are under distress. Metal energy, block of time, can be a little bit black and white. So be sensitive, be kind with your shining, your enlightenment. Don't be dogmatic, don't be evangelical, but just shine your brilliance out into the world. And the method of you shining your brilliance could be you speaking and encouraging and being and supporting people, or it could be just in quiet meditation and reflection. There are different ways to influence the energy of the world, but do it kindly, do it sensitively, and just be aware that many people are deeply distressed, and evangelical absolutism just isn't the way to go. It just be sensitive. I know you will be. So those are our three main themes. This internal, external system changes. We're living in a big time, and a blessed time where we get to decide just how wonderful the world will be, where we can unite, come together, etc. We're going to have some contrast. We're going to be showing some consequences, good and bad. We're going to be exploring our sustainability. Do I have the resources? Looking at where they might be wasted. And also then this question around, what am I selling my soul for? And do I still want to continue to do that? And that might be things taking your time, your energy, your passion, whatever that might be. And just follow those three action steps. Do the audit, then ground yourself, breathe, and then take charge. Best time in 60 years to take charge, and then be brave, be heroic, and shine with kind of kindness. Be kind there. Like I say, you want to take the vitality test, refresh yourself on that. If you've never taken it, take it for the first time. We've also got the 5-day mindset makeover for you. And then we also have our monthly membership, This Vital Life. Within that, there's lots of content to support you in this time. Anyway, my name is Nicholas Haines. Thank you very much for watching the Energy Waves for August 2022.